Fireside Paranormal. Look, we're not going to talk a lot because you guys have been very vocal. We talked too much about personal stuff in the beginning, so we're going to tone it down. So I'm going to turn it over to Lisa because we have a super special guest, everybody. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Who's with us, Lisa?
We got our dear friend Angie Sotelo with us. She is the founder. Yeah, you're the founder of Ghost Girls Dallas. So you can find her on TikTok at Ghost Girls with a Z _ Dallas. Go check her out. She ghost hunts with us. She goes to all of our locations pretty much with us, and she is our homie. So welcome, Angie. Welcome, Angie.
Hi, guys. I'm excited to be on. Seen just a couple of your shows. I'm a little nervous, but I'm sure my nerves will,
Our friends out there in YouTube land are friendly, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Just don't talk too much, right?
Talk all you want.
But not about ourselves. Okay, got it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We got comments that we talked too much in the beginning, so we're trying to tone it down.
Sorry, guys.
We're from Texas.
We did get someone say they like our accent.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We did.
And do we have one? Like, is that
That's what I said. Accent. What accent? I don't know. What?
Okay. So, all you guys, we have to shout out to all the subscribers and everybody that's playing along with you know what in the background. I told you I'm not going to talk about it every time, but yes, there is something new in the background. But you guys are putting in your emails clink clink and on your comments clink clink, and man, that's cool as shit. So we're loving it. So we're going to get straight to our fancy glasses. Lisa, you want to go first? Let's see your fancy glass.
Y'all, I got me a new one and I didn't break it this time. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
Check it out.
I love this film.
Check it out.
Yep. Ooh, fancy.
My fancy glass. And again, sweet tea, as always. All right. What y'all got? What you got?
What you got, Angie?
Angie, let's see your fancy
Here's
glass.
my fancy glass.
Hell yes.
Mm-hmm.
Scored. She scored with that.
Is it black?
It's black.
That's nice.
I won it.
And I didn't have any wine, so I had to put beer in here.
Oh, so she went all out. She got beer.
I sure did. We didn't have anything else to drink. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have drank water, but that's
no.
But why?
Water. Why?
But why?
I like the but why. Okay. I'm not sure that this is under the heading of glass, but I couldn't resist it because all the Halloween stuff's coming out, right?
Yeah.
So I got
that's so cute.
I know. And for the first time, y'all, this is episode 10. Yay, Lisa, we made it to 10.
Hey, and Angie's our guest.
I know. I think it's very special. Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
I am drinking watered down grape slushy from about noon today because I hadn't had one in such a long time and I want to finish it. So that's what I'm drinking. So Lisa, what are we cheering to?
We are cheering to having Angie on, and cheering to this subject that we're about to talk about because it's scary. We're cheering to female serial killers. All right. So cheers, y'all. Clink, clink.
Clink, clink.
Clink, clink. All right. All right. You guys get your fancy glasses and buckle up.
Yep. We're going for it.
We're going for it.
You guys better have your damn glasses out there that's watching and do your clink clink and do your own cheers for something.
That's right.
Whatever it is.
All right. So where you want to start at, Beck?
I want to start.
Okay, go for it. What you got?
I want to talk about the baby farm first.
The baby farmer.
Yeah.
This lady?
Yeah.
She just looks mean.
No. Let me get my notes on her so I can read it. So, like, I didn't even know this was a thing, y'all, that back in the 1800s that like mothers that got pregnant, weren't married and this sort of thing would take the baby to baby farmers who would raise this child and I guess would work on their farms and their ranches and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, wow, all this time, how many research things have we done? And I've never knew any of that existed. So this lady, I'm just going to read this short thing. Let me put my glasses on so I can make sure I read it. Is estimated to have killed between 12 and 50 babies.
Dang.
So the story is that in England, there was a single woman, and she became in a family way, is what they called it. And she went to this Amelia Dreyer and asked her to raise her child on the farm, because she's an unwed mother. And back then you were scorned and, kicked out of the town and village or whatever. But anyway, this Amelia became known as the baby farmer. And when the ladies would come to her and give her the babies, she would strangle them and throw them in a river. Like, can you imagine 50 babies in a river?
That's
yeah.
That's psycho.
Yeah. So it says that she would do it instantly. I guess she would meet these ladies somewhere, and then she would,
baby.
yeah. And then once she got back home, she really didn't want to deal with them. I don't know if money was involved. Maybe the mom paid her some way to raise this kid. I don't know. But anyway, she would immediately strangle the baby, put them in plastic, and throw them in the river. So the way she was captured was in 1896. There was someone canoeing in a raft down this river and saw something floating. And they discovered a dead infant girl. And they found a piece of paper that was accidentally placed in this plastic. And it had an address on it. And so when they went to this lady's house, they discovered that there were for sure 12 infants in the river. And they had suspected her of at least 50 children that other moms started coming forward and going, I gave her my baby, and that's it. Never seen, heard from again. And supposedly she was married to a really good Christian husband and all this, but no one ever saw the husband because her story was they were separated. So she was taking care of all the kids and he lived somewhere else. So anyway, that's the story with this lady, the baby farmer, which I just find creepy that I guess how many kids would you have at a time if she didn't murder them and they suspect that she killed at least or murdered as many as 50?
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you now, if I showed up with my baby to that woman's house, I ain't giving her shit.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
Never
face.
mind. I'll give it a go.
I'm not.
Yeah, no, you know what? I changed my mind. We're good.
You know what?
Yeah, what's
I
it
think I
doesn't
can live
matter.
with my
Psycho.
baby.
You look mean as hell. I'm not giving my kid to you.
Oh, so they kicked me out of the village. I'll live with that.
Nope. Not gonna do it.
So these women would go drop off these kids, kind of like assuming it was like a foster care.
Yeah, kind of like
Right?
an orphanage.
Yeah, orphanage.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm
That's
assuming why else would she say yes to taking these kids if there wasn't a little bit of money involved for her? So I'm assuming the moms maybe gave her something. I don't know.
Unless she enjoyed killing them, and so they just kept feeding the beast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
that's part of being a serial killer, right? The thrill of it and the excitement. But this lady does not look thrilled or excited. She looks like the devil has stepped inside her soul. I mean, she's damn
That's
scary.
why. Nope. Yeah, there's no way.
Look at the eyes. When you're sitting there, Lisa, and it cuts off all the face and all you see is the eyes. Ooh, she's watching you, Lisa.
Kind of is creepy.
Do you feel like someone's behind you?
Yeah. I feel like someone's up on my neck. There's no way in hell I'd give my baby to her.
No. Yeah.
There's no way.
And just if I shortened it a lot, but supposedly she threw most of these kids in the river. So those kids had to go somewhere. They probably washed up on the shore, and maybe people just never knew it, just thinking it was plastic. I don't know. I mean, it's infants.
That's sad.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real sad.
And by the way, just throwing this in, last time we filmed, my lights went off twice. Creepy shit was happening. So we'll see what happens here again. It was pretty wild.
You've got the bedroom door open back there this time.
What?
The door.
Oh, yeah, I do.
To the spare bedroom. Yeah.
I had an AC guy come, so he had opened that.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Yeah, I don't normally keep that door open.
I know it was weird for me to see the blinds back there because you normally have that door closed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So that's one of my female serial killers. Who's got somebody top that?
Angie, what you got with this chick, Angie? I need to know about the Golden Girl.
Oh, the Golden Girl.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is Dorothea Puente. Have you guys heard of her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's the boarding house landlord. And she was actually boarding people that older. They were coming to her house, and she was actually taking their Social Security checks and cashing them and telling them, their fees were this much, and they weren't seeing all that money. And one of her tenants actually came up missing, and the social worker was actually concerned. So he went down to the house looking for him, and they started investigating, started digging in the background, and found seven bodies just dug in her backyard.
Hell no.
They noticed some of the dirt was disturbed. So they went and they pulled up 7 bodies from there. And she had murdered 9 people that they actually took her to court for. And 7 of them she served time for.
This sweet looking little old lady.
Yes.
No.
Looks like your grandmother. Looks like a grandmother.
I mean, it looks like I would go to her house and she's going to have apple pie ready.
Right? Cookies or something.
So how was she killing him? Did she?
She had actually, one of the first ones she was poisoning. She poisoned someone that was her so-called best friend that lived in the house with her. When they dug the body up, I think they exhumed the body and found that she had poison in her, I guess, bloodstream, or I'm not sure how they do the testing, but yeah, she was just poisoning people. And
how old is she? Did it say? Do you know?
It said she was,
because she looks like in their 80s or something.
That's what I was saying. Look at this picture here. Look at her.
Yeah, I think she was in her 70s. You said, oh, she looks sweet though.
She does.
And I'm like, this lady had no remorse. It was just it was called the Death House Landlady is what they called her.
I'm just thinking to myself, can you imagine?
I think that's what my neighbors call me with all the ghost hunting.
Can you imagine this little old lady digging a hole in the backyard to bury somebody? Where does she get her strength?
I don't know.
I'm not nearly as old as her, and I'm not digging a hole.
I don't know.
I wouldn't go outside with this heat.
You got that right. And she'd be like, oh, that body's just gonna have to sit there. It's just gonna have to sit there.
But this body goes in the freezer till winter,
freezers. I'm all about the freezer.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I mean, so she would kill them, and then their Social Security checks would just keep coming. So they would get their Social Security and whatever checks they would get from the government, and she would cash some of them. The people that she murdered, she would cash their checks. I mean, these were elderly people that they don't have family, I guess, that are so nobody's checking on them.
So it's nobody knows, they're gone or missing. And to them, it's okay, well, I'm paying my rent,
Right.
my
Right.
dues for living here.
Yeah.
And little did they know, like they were just getting taken for, and she, the first, um, when she poisoned her friend, she tried poisoning somebody else afterwards, and he went and reported it. She actually served like 5 years before she went on like the killing spree
So she
with
did
like
it
all these
prior
other
to,
people. Yes.
and then she got
Ah.
out of jail and
Mhm.
went back.
She
not-
went back. She met somebody. I was actually reading that she met somebody while she was locked up for those 5 years, and she was kind of like a pen pal with him. And when she came out, they opened like a joint account together, and she basically did the same thing to him. She ended up murdering him.
Oh God.
She hired a handyman and had him like dig a hole and build a box, and little did, like, he didn't know he was doing this for like, and so she
Yeah.
went and dumped the body, and it was just crazy. It's like tons of
That little sweet little old golden girl looking maniac.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared of old people now.
I wonder how Claudia would feel about this old lady.
she'd be like, oh, she's so cute. She'd be like, what? Oh,
Yeah.
actually, you know what? Me and Claudia watched an episode. I can't remember what it was on, talking about her, and like the neighbor from hell or something, I think was it what
Oh
it was called.
gosh.
And they talked about how she was like an animal lover and stuff. And we're like, how does this crazy bitch have cats?
No.
Like my cat would tell on me. My cat would be like,
Like,
she's like
hey.
digging people in the background, like in the backyard.
Like, listen, she's got a body farm going out in the backyard.
Open the
Listen,
freezer.
my dogs would be loyal. My cat, no.
No.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's just,
I gotta see
Yeah.
how old my neighbors are now, because now I'm gonna start watching. What are y'all doing? If people come and don't go or something.
be like, what are
Huh.
you doing back there?
Hey, is that your nephew? He stayed a long time.
So I have a sweet, I don't know. I don't really think she looks sweet, but I think people thought she looked sweet because this heifer ended up being married like 6 times. They called her the giggling granny.
Oh, she kind of looks psycho a little bit.
Her name is Nanny Doss. They called her the giggling granny. They've called her the lonely hearts killer, the black widow, and Lady Bluebeard.
Why Lady
And
Bluebeard? I wonder where that comes from.
I don't know, but she's one of 5 children. She had 1 brother, 5 sisters, and her parents were very not good people, and she ended up being like raped and abused and stuff at a very young age. At 16 years old, she got married to her coworker she had just met, and they had 4 daughters between 1923 and 1927. They had 4 daughters, and the 2 middle daughters ended up mysteriously dying of what they said was food poisoning, right? So when that happened, the husband took off with the oldest daughter. Her name is Melvina. He took off with her, disappeared, and left Nanny here with the newborn. Later down the road, Nanny ended up abandoning the newborn. She ended up getting remarried to a guy by the name of Robert Franklin. After a few months, she discovered that he was an alcoholic and he was abusive. So she just had this cycle of these abusive alcoholic guys.
Yeah.
So that marriage lasted for 16 years. And during that time, Melvina, the oldest daughter, she had a baby. She had the first grandson for Nanny. And then 2 years later, she gave birth to a second baby. And that baby died right after birth. And Melvina claimed that she was, they used to give you ether when you had a child back then, right? She was still kind of woozy from the ether and whatnot, but she thought she saw Nanny, her mom, stab a hat pin in the baby's head.
Oh God.
So she asked her husband and her sister, and they said they didn't know that Nanny just came out and said the baby died, but she did have a hat pin in her hand. So the doctors could never confirm that what killed the baby. I know. It reminded me of the story of what's her Bathsheba with the sewing needle, right? That's what I was like.
Kind of does.
Yeah. So she, years later, Nanny was babysitting her grandson, the firstborn child, and he mysteriously died of asphyxia from unknown causes. And she collected a $500 life insurance policy that she had out on him.
$500.
I mean, we're talking, this is back in the 40s or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a lot of money back then.
Yeah. So her first husband, I forgot to say, her first husband died of a heart attack or something, right? So then she remarried in 1945. That husband was also abusive and whatnot. And he raped her. And the morning after he raped her, she put rat poison in his whiskey, and he died that evening.
I'm going to give her that one. I don't blame
I mean,
her
he
on
had
that.
it coming.
I mean, that
He did. Not to make light of rape. I mean, don't.
No,
Yeah,
but just justified.
Yes.
Justified. She got married a third time. Same thing, womanizer, whatever. He's the one who died of heart failure, reported heart failure. She ended up being married a total of 5 times and ended up poisoning all of them, and as well as her own mother. So in total, she killed 11 people between the years of 1920 and 1954. She eventually confessed to killing all 4 husbands, her mother, sister, grandson, her mother-in-law. She pled guilty on May 17th, 1955, and was sentenced to life. They didn't pursue death penalty back then for women. And she died in the Oklahoma State Penitentiary in 1965 from leukemia.
Oh, that's in our neck of woods per se.
It is. Yeah, she was
close.
from Blue Mound, Alabama.
Wow.
Blue Mound, Alabama.
Why do these female serial killers look like your everyday grandma?
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
like
except for the baby farmer, she did look like the devil, but
she did look crazy.
but the other two,
she looked Coco. Oh, wrong. Sorry, guys. Sorry, wrong. That one's Angie's. That's coming up. Yeah, here's her headstone. See, and it says "beloved mother." Really? Was she? Was she?
Like, who put that on there?
yeah,
I want to know.
Yeah, I
Did
agree.
she pay for it ahead of time? She probably paid for it ahead of time.
She had to have.
That was a prepay for sure.
Mhm.
You know, they
She's
always
like, this is
say,
what it's gonna say, or I will kill you.
yeah, like in HR, they always say that we see ourselves in a much kinder version than anybody else. Like we always think we're nicer than other people think we are. So I'm thinking this was a prepay that she would be a beloved mother.
So are you trying to say that I'm not as nice as I think I am, Becky?
I'm just saying, as an HR
you're not
professional.
And she goes, yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've tested that. We've done employee surveys where like they would do their self and then we would do it, and they would always score like higher, that people themselves thought they were nicer than they were.
We're going to need you to give us this test, Becky, the next time we're all together. I get 100.
Yes. Speaking of nice, let's take a moment and do our shout outs to our winner and 2 or 3 people we have some shout outs to.
We do. So tell us who our winner is of the background.
Well, as Lisa so kindly pointed out, it was this third eye.
Guys,
Big old. Yes, you did.
I didn't even realize that I put the dang pointy
It
there.
was this big.
I know, but when I was editing on my screen, it didn't look that big. I'm just saying, it didn't look that big.
It was, well, our good friend Crystal Phillip. Is it Philip or Phillips?
Philp.
Philp. Crystal Philp is our winner. She's the first one that emailed us and noticed the change. And again, you guys email us at oursideparanormal at, what is it?
Oursideparanormal@gmail.com.
See, I don't use Gmail, so I forget Gmail because I'm a Yahoo person. I know that's very old school.
Oh, sorry, I did it again.
Congratulations, Crystal. Yoo-hoo, woo-hoo.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Congrats, Crystal.
We're sending you something fun in the mail, girl.
Gonna get it. So yeah, we need an address, Crystal.
Yep.
Okay, so our other shout out is we've been saying to you guys to send us pictures of you with your fancy glass. And we're excited because we have our fancy glass picture today. And even though it's not really a glass, we still appreciate it. So this is coming to you. Boop. That's what we got. And this comes from our viewer by the name of, oh my goodness. First of all, we would like to say thank you for taking time out of your work day to watch us on your
your
break.
She was at work. We can't say where she worked.
Yeah. So we don't want to get her in trouble.
Yeah.
Deneen, I hope I'm saying that right. Deneen Cade from Berlin, Wisconsin. She is our fancy glass shout out this week. So
yeah.
So thanks for watching, Berlin. Thanks for sending us. Oh, I'm not, what is your name? Deneen, not Berlin. That's Berlin.
It's like Becky, Vicky. It doesn't matter.
Listen, Deneen, we are Southern and we tend to screw up a lot. So we do love Dr. Pepper. Becky,
girl, that's our love language right there. Mine.
Becky is a huge Dr. Pepper connoisseur. So a Dr. Pepper and a Little Debbie goes a long way with Becky.
Hallelujah.
So yeah, that's our shout outs this week.
Well, I want to also throw in there one of our comments on our YouTube. And y'all, our YouTube is doing so good. So you guys go like it and subscribe and all that stuff that we always talk about. But one of our YouTube comments, damn it, they gave us a double dog dare. Like,
I did.
Who in the hell can turn down a double dog dare?
Well, it's not going to be us.
But it was D. I think it's asterisk. And I'm trying to read this. I'm sorry. MG6DK gave us that challenge because we were talking about Bigfoot, and they would like to see us sit in a tent all night waiting on Bigfoot. So we're happy to do that. But you guys have to get us up to 500 subscribers. And then we'll live stream it to you while we're sitting out in the damn woods. All
just
alone.
The two of us.
Only because you double dog dared us, damn it. So,
man, if I get chiggers, I'm going to be mad.
Chiggers? Let's focus on the snakes, girlfriend. Can we get one of those lifted up kind of tents? Is there something off the ground? I don't know.
There were no rules. There were no rules other than a tent in the woods and silence. That's
very true. That was the comment.
I think the challenge for us is going to be the silence. Would you agree, Angie?
Yes, I agree. 100%.
Yeah. If there is a Bigfoot around, he's going to be going, I wish they'd shut the hell up. I'd like to throw a stone.
Yeah, he's going to be rolling his eyes. He's going to be like, oh, these bitches need to go.
Who the hell thought this was a good idea?
They're waking my kids.
Okay. I want to talk. We can't talk about serial killers without talking about this next lady. And you guys have heard of her, I'm sure, the Delphine LaLaurie in New Orleans. And
yes,
of course, I'm going to assume that most people know about her. And I think the hotel that she is in, still in New Orleans, thank you. Isn't this the one that Nicolas Cage bought? And he had it for a few years. I'm almost 100%. Well, I can't be 100, I guess.
I
I'm
don't know.
99.9%. Nicolas Cage bought this hotel because of the story of her. And he kept it for a few years and then sold it back off.
Well, and I think it's office spaces now.
Yeah. I don't know that you
Yeah.
can go in there public now, like to go
No.
check out creepy stuff and stuff.
I know that Jack Osborne and Katrina, I know they investigated it. And I think Ozzy joined them on that investigation, and it was pretty intense.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I've seen that one.
Yeah,
I think I've seen that one either.
Yeah, they did. I can't remember the name of the show, but it's Jack Osborne and Ozzy, his dad, joined him on it, and they investigated it, and it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I would love to.
Supposedly it is just haunted as hell. I mean, even Nicolas Cage was talking about all the stuff that would happen, but this lady, this LaLaurie, was a slave owner, and she just abused these slaves brutally and mercifully, just if they did the slightest thing wrong. And she killed a bunch of them and kept them there in her, let me see if it says number. Oh wow, body count at least 10, but probably as many as 90.
Dang. 90?
90. And it says that of course she was very wealthy in the early 1800s. And guys, this is in New Orleans, if you couldn't tell. And she was charged with all of these allegations. I'm trying to read just quick. The way she got found out was there was a fire in her place.
Yes.
In 1834. And the firemen went up to the attic and found just all these bodies, found a ton of bodies up there. And like Angie, your lady you were talking about, she didn't have any remorse. She did not care. But I mean, like, she would cut these slaves up and just horrible, horrible deaths. But I was there probably a couple years ago, and I know all we could do was take pictures from the outside of the hotel.
Yeah.
We couldn't go in or anything like that, but I think it might be. It's definitely on their little ghost tour that they have, and they talk about all the stuff, and you can see supposedly her in some of the windows. And
so, did you ever watch that show? What was it called?
What show?
Oh my gosh, why can I not remember it?
A ghost show?
No, it was a show that they put on TV, and it would come out like they had every season was a different episode.
Mysteries.
No, it was a different episode. There I go,
Was it
guys.
like a Netflix?
No, it was on FX. American Horror Story.
Oh.
They did an episode. They did a series that had New Orleans in it, and she was one of the things that they covered. And they were, and I'm sure a lot of what they were covering was elaborated a bit, but I don't think it was too far off, because they did follow the story of how she got caught. And they had it that she was actually draining the blood from her slaves, and she would use it to put it on her face.
Yeah.
To keep her
young. That was part of the stuff too, was she would do that, drain some of the blood. Yeah.
That's just creepy.
Would y'all put blood on your face if it was said to make your skin like super soft and no wrinkles? Would you do it?
My own blood. I would. They do that. They're called vampire facials, and they draw your blood, and then they take it and do microblading or
the needling
with your own blood.
Why do I feel like you know a little bit too much about that subject?
That's a little creepy.
I watch the Kardashians, and they get it done. Okay.
Oh Lord. I don't think I could. I don't think I could put blood on my face.
You're too squeamish.
I could maybe do it if it was animal blood. I think I could get past it. Like in warriors, the Indians used to put war paint and stuff. I don't think I could put human blood on my face.
Where are you going to get animal blood from?
See, that was my question, Angie, too. Hold on a minute, Becky. Is there something we don't know?
I'm talking roadkill, people. Where are y'all's minds
Ew,
at?
that's even
You're driving
worse.
around looking for roadkill.
Becky's
Well,
all,
I mean, we're talking blood on the face here. I'm not going to go out and kill my neighbor's dog or something. But, you know, if that was going to knock 20 years off, I might pick up a possum off the side of the road.
she said a possum.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, please do not send us pictures of roadkill. Do not send us roadkill. Do not send us any vials of blood. We do not need any of this.
No.
Please do not.
All right, Angie, who else do you have?
Okay. I have the one that Lisa said, who's that crazy bitch?
Oh, yeah, she
That
looked
crazy bitch.
So her name is Carla Homolka, and her husband were known as the Ken and Barbie killers.
Ooh.
So she was
could
actually
see
a
that.
Canadian serial killer. And she actually met her husband when she was 17 and he was 23. He was into like those, I don't know how you say that,
Sadomasochism.
yeah. And
what the hell is
like
that?
sexual acts.
Oh,
And she went along with it. And she was submissive to it. And I guess they both between each other, like this was like their thing, I guess. And he became obsessed. She's a total monster. Okay. He became obsessed with her sister.
Oh.
And she actually brought her younger sister to him.
No.
And she was a vet, like I think she worked for like a vet. So she used some of like the animal tranquilizers to basically drug her so that he could like rape her and, you know, like sexually assault her. And she filmed this. Okay. So
no way.
She actually took part of a lot of the stuff that went on. They had like a family party, and she had given the sister a couple of drinks. Then she drugged her, and they took part in what he did to her. And she actually ended up vomiting, and she died from like her own vomit, you know?
Yeah.
And he was upset about it. So she felt like she had to make it up to him. So after they called the cops, they kind of ruled it as an accident because they said she had been drinking. And so it wasn't anything that they looked into. So then she brought some other girl to him. They had, I think, 3 or 4 victims or so that they would bring to the house, and they would drug them, and she would videotape everything that he would do. After several years, I think in 1993, she decided to divorce him.
After all that.
So she went and got herself a lawyer because they started investigating like all these missing teens, because there was missing people in the area. And she went and she asked them to do a plea deal. She told them that she left him because he was abusive. And that everything that she did out of fear, like just pure fear. And he controlled everything, and she was like terrified of him. So she never wanted to tell him no. She actually got off on manslaughter charges.
What?
For 3 murders. She served 12 years. Okay. Her attorney actually had confiscated videos from the household. He withheld those from the court until
wow.
the plea deal. So she got her plea deal, and they couldn't go back since she did the plea deal to like give away like everything that her ex-husband had done. she only served the 12 years. And then they said when they went back and reviewed footage, she was taking part of everything. Like she was in the videos, doing part of the sexual like assault, videotaping. You could hear her talking. Like she was.
So she was 100%. Yeah, 100% a part of it.
Yeah. And she only served several years. She was released in 2005.
So she's out there free somewhere?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is she is still this lady is still alive?
She is, and you can pull up pictures of her like recent. She actually married her brother's her attorney's brother.
Oh hell no. That's that's twisted shit right there, Angie.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking her attorney and her, while the trial was going on, had a little, meh, meh going on. And that's how come
they had a little what?
Little meh, meh, little meh, meh, little boop,
little pokey poke.
Little, yep. That's it right there. That's it. Boop, And that's why he was withholding stuff.
But she just looks so conniving. Like
she
so does.
Doesn't she?
I would not trust her ass for nothing.
Her own sister. Her own sister. That's disgusting.
Yeah, and he's a cute dude. He's like handsome, and he don't.
You look at a lot of their pictures, their other pictures, and that's why they were called Ken and Barbie, because they were a good-looking couple.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you see pictures of them out by the pool, and just your average, like, high school sweetheart-looking couple.
I'm not sure this was a good subject, because now I'm going to be thinking about all these people all night long. Definitely going to be a TV land kind of night again.
That's crazy, because you really would never suspect them as being serial killers.
Yeah,
like they just, like you said, Ken and Barbie, they look like innocent, young, good-looking adults just living their best life.
Well, there's some statistic, y'all, and Lisa, I think you and I discussed it a while back, that every day you pass like 3 or 4 serial killers on the streets,
and you don't know it.
You don't know it, but I don't know how people know that.
I think about that, and I drive down the street, and every time I see a trash bag, I'm like, is that a body? Or
listen,
I going to see this on the news.
There was a time, a long time ago, I was driving down the highway, and on the side of the road was a rolled up carpet, like a rolled up rug, and I swore I saw hair hanging out the end of it.
No.
And I did call the police, and I'm like, listen, I didn't stop. And right there, I called the police, and I just kind of circled back around to see if they actually came out. And I never heard anything about it. So I don't know if there was a dead body in there or not, but it looked like human hair hanging out the end of it. And it was on the side of the highway. Like, what is a rolled up rug doing on the side of the highway? I guess it could have fell out when someone was moving, but.
Along with the body that was rolled up inside?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that wasn't.
The body fell out.
I mean,
shit,
leave it there.
We'll just keep going. Just keep going. We don't need it. Just keep going.
Dinner's ready. We got to get home.
We got shit to do. I got laundry.
So the prosecutors actually called her, they said her plea deal, they called it the deal with the devil, after they found out that she was very much so part of everything.
I would say that's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have some demons in you to do shit like that. Your own sister?
Yeah. Yeah, and you're drugging her, and in there while crazy shit's happening,
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, not at all. Well, I've got one.
Let's hear it.
There was actually a movie made after this one. The movie was called Monster, and Charlize Theron played her, and it's Eileen.
Yes, I saw that movie.
Did you see that movie, Angie?
I did see the movie.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So Eileen Wuornos, is that how you say it? Wuornos?
Don't get me to lying.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, she's gone, so I'm not going to offend her. But sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. So she was born in 1956 and died in 2002. She, her mother and her father married when they were very young. Her mother was 14, her father was 18. Her mother gave birth shortly after marriage to her brother, Eileen's brother, and then she got pregnant again. She had Eileen when she was 16. While she was pregnant, she left Eileen's dad. So she grew up never knowing her father. And so, so when she was 4 years old, almost 4 years old, her mom abandoned her, kind of like the other lady, abandoned her and her brother, leaving them with their maternal grandparents. And they were not good people either. Her maternal grandfather ended up being very, very abusive to Eileen. And then when she was 14 years old, a family friend raped her and she became pregnant. She was sent to a home for unwed mothers, kind of like the baby farmer's home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she gave birth to a son. Within a few months of his birth, she dropped out of school. Her grandmother died of liver failure, and at the age of 15, her grandfather threw her out on the street. So she lived in the woods behind her old house and started prostituting to make her money. So between the ages of 14 and 22, she attempted suicide 6 times. And at the age of 22, when she attempted suicide, she shot herself in the stomach.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So she didn't succumb to those, obviously.
So here, this, not to make light of suicide again, please, it's a very serious thing, but if I was going to do that, I'm too scared of pain. So I'm doing one of the shut the garage doors and start the car kind of thing and just let me go to sleep, because sleeping is one of my favorite damn things.
I could never shoot myself. There's no way. No way. No. So she started her criminal career in 1974 at the age of 18. She got arrested for multiple things, including DUI, shooting off a pistol out of a moving vehicle, disorderly conduct, stuff like that. She, in 1976, she hitchhiked out to Florida. And once she got there, she quickly met a man, a 69-year-old yacht club president. So he was wealthy. He was, kind of a socialite kind of guy. And his name was Louis Gratz, Gratz, Fell. Louis Gratz Fell. They got married very quickly, and they even announced their marriage in the social pages of the newspaper.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. But it did not stop her. Didn't change her a bit. Right shortly after within weeks of getting married, actually, she assaulted her husband with his own cane. And he ended up filing charges on her. He filed charges on her. She got an assault charge, and he put a protective order out against her and then divorced her. So after that, she was kind of back out to, prostitutions and doing all that shit, because she didn't have a way to support herself anymore, because she beat her old man with a cane. like yeah. Dude. So she met a lady, a motel maid. Her name is Tyria Moore, and they moved in together and actually started a relationship. So she had a relationship with a female, and she kept on prostituting. That's how she was supporting him, is prostituting. So little, I guess Myra knew, because she was with her when she ended up getting caught. But within a period of 12 months, she killed 40, what they say that she killed 7 people.
Wow.
Yeah. 7 people. And the first murder occurred in 1989. So all the men were motorists. So they were just, passing through.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, what's up, baby?" And she was like, "I'll tell you what's up." So
open that car door.
Open that car door. So they were all between the ages of 40 and 65. The first victim was 51 years old. His name was Richard Charles Mallory, and it was in Clearwater, Florida. She killed him. Then her second one was 47 years old, David Andrew Spears. The third one, 40-year-old man by Charles Edmund Carskadone. I don't know if I said that right. You know, giving respect to the dead. Sorry about that. The fourth one was age 65. His name was Peter Abraham Sims. And then there was Troy Eugene Burris. He was age 50. Charles Richard Humphreys, age 56, and Walter Geno Antonio, age 62. So she got arrested in January 1991 because her and Tyria, the lady who she was in a relationship with, got into a car accident. And when they got into the car accident, they fled and left the car behind. Well, there was someone who witnessed them leaving, so that they were able to give it a description of who they were. Come to find out, the car that they were driving belonged to Peter Sims, which was one of the victims. So they were able to get fingerprints out of the car, and the fingerprints matched fingerprints that were on some of the items that they had pawned in the pawn shop.
Oh.
So yeah. So then they were able to arrest her for that. Well, while they both got arrested, but Tyria took a plea deal, and she basically sold her down the river. So 3 days after she was arrested, she did confess to the murders, claimed they were all in self-defense. In January 14th, 1992, she went to trial for the murder of Richard Malloy, and she would later be tried for the remaining 6 murders. And March 31st, 1992, she pled no contest to during the trial, she stated, "I wanted to tell you that Richard Charles Malloy did violently rape me, but the others did not." But she had told them that all of them had raped her. All of them were in self-defense. So she came clean on that.
Wow.
And then she she was never actually charged for Peter Sims' murder because they never found a body. So no murder. You can't prove it, right?
Right.
So in 2001, she dismissed all of her legal appeals and counsel. She dropped them all. She said, "I'm done. I'm not fighting anymore." And she stated, this is verbatim, "I killed those men, robbed them as cold as ice, and I'd do it again too. There's no chance in keeping me alive or anything, because I'd kill again. I have hate crawling through my system. I'm so sick of hearing this she's crazy stuff. I've been evaluated so many times. I'm competent, sane, and I'm trying to tell the truth. I'm one who seriously hates human life and would kill again." So she was, I mean, she just told it like it was. "I will kill you dead, and let me out, and I'm going to do it again."
Right.
So she was executed by lethal injection on October 9th, 2002. Time of death, 9:47 a.m., making her the second woman in Florida and the 10th in the United States to be executed since the 1976 United States Supreme Court decision to reinstate capital punishment. So she got her little bit of fame there because.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
They made a movie too.
They did. They made a movie about her. So she was serious business.
Yeah.
Like this was one of the pictures that really got me. You can't see the whole thing, so we'll pop it in during editing, but she's got this crazy look on her face, and she's doing, with the handcuffs. I'm just like, that's a mad woman. But I mean, even this one, that's a mad woman.
Oh, you can tell the smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. But she didn't have she had a terrible life, her life, but I'm not making excuses for her, but you could see where if you read about her or if you watch the movie, you see that her life was terrible. And I guess going through stuff like that when you're growing up and being abandoned and not feeling loved and all that just kind of screws you up.
Yep.
Because
for sure
you got to be screwed up to do that shit,
That's some wild shit.
That's some wild
Wow.
shit. That's some wild shit. So Angie, you got another one?
I'm probably going to mess up her name, but her name's Judy Buenoano.
Is it this lady?
And yes, the one with the
Cheekbones.
cheekbones.
Yeah.
She's known as the Black Widow.
Mm.
So she lived with her, she was raised by her mother along with her two siblings until she was about 4 years old, and her mom passed away. Her dad sent them off, her and her brother, one of her brothers, to live with their grandparents. After the father remarried, they actually came back and took the kids with them, and they moved to New Mexico. She claimed that they were terrible, that they would basically treat her like a slave, that they abused her and they starved her. She went to the point where she actually like physically assaulted them, trying to kill them, and they had to call the cops on her. She was actually arrested and taken in to juvenile. This was when she was 14 years old. Okay. And she was sent to prison for 2 months. After those 2 months, she refused to be sent back home. So they actually sent her to like a reform school. She ended up graduating from there in 1960, and she became a nursing assistant. She had a son out of wedlock by the name of Michael. In 1962, about 2 years later, she actually met someone by the name of James Goodyear. He was an Air Force officer, and they actually moved to Orlando, and he adopted Michael as his own son. And they had their own son and daughter of their own between both of them. A few months after he returned from tour, he was having like mysterious symptoms of like stomach cramps, wasn't feeling good. Ended up going to the doctor to get admitted to the hospital, and he actually fell ill and like died of his symptoms. So she went and she collected money from his insurance policy.
Always
And
about the
then-
money.
It's always about the money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then later on that same year, mysteriously, their house caught fire.
Oh.
So guess what? She collected from the insurance again. And then the following year, she met another man. This guy was named Bobby Joe Morris. And when
Bobby Joe.
when she moved in with him, she actually put up Michael for like foster care. And she decided she didn't want him, I guess, and ended up staying with this Bobby Joe for a while. Eventually, Bobby Joe started having those same mysterious symptoms that that the first husband was having, and he was admitted to the hospital. He was checked out by the doctors, and they said they couldn't find anything. They weren't sure what it was. They sent him on his way home. Later on that night, he died of cardiac arrest. And this was like 2 days. Actually, it was 2 days later after they released him from the hospital. And once again, she collected money from his insurance policy.
Of course she did. Of course she did.
And it gets worse. If it can't get worse, if you don't think it's bad enough yet. A couple of years later, her son Michael, which was already grown, had joined the military and was in the army. He had stopped to visit Judy at her home in Florida. He soon began showing symptoms as well of like poisoning. Doctors actually found arsenic levels, like super high arsenic levels in his blood.
Her own son?
her own son. Her own son. He didn't succumb to the, but he was so far that it actually caused the muscles in his arms and legs to not function properly. So
Oh.
he was required to wear a metal brace on his legs to walk. So he was discharged from there and went home with his mother, which isn't good.
Is who put him there, but I guess no one knew that.
Yeah. And so in May of 1980, Judy took Michael and her other son on a canoeing trip in Florida. And somehow the canoe overturned. And since Michael had these braces on his legs, he actually drowned. They were unable to pull him out. He was wearing the heavy metal leg brace. So after they claimed it as an accident, once again, she collected $20,000 from his military life insurance.
Oh, Lord.
And then after his death, here she goes again, moves and decides to open her own beauty salon with all this money that she's collected over the years from insurance policy. And she starts dating John Gentry, which is this local businessman. They're both living it up. I mean, she's got her money, he's got his money. They're on vacations, trips, doing all kinds of stuff, extravagant spending. And they both agree to take out life insurances. Big mistake on his part.
On each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she apparently starts giving her husband vitamins to help him. Little does he know the vitamins, they're not vitamins. So she's slowly poisoning him. So he goes to the doctor and they find nothing. They don't normally, I guess they don't run tests and assume that somebody's poisoning you, I guess. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so he goes to the doctor and he starts to kind of realize hey, hold on. When I take these pills, I feel sick. When I don't take them, I feel okay. So he stops taking them. So in 1983, which is about a year later, she tells her husband that she's pregnant and they're expecting a new baby. He's excited. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go to the liquor store and I'm going to get a bottle of champagne so we can celebrate. She took this to the next level, guys.
Uh-oh.
He goes out to get in his car. She had planted a bomb in his car.
Shut up.
Car exploded, but he survived.
Oh my God.
He survived the explosion. Okay. So after all that, everything starts getting investigated. They're suspicious about everything going on. In 1984, she was convicted for the murders of her son, the attempted murder of her last husband, the car bombing. Then she was convicted of murder of James Goodyear, which was one of the boyfriends before. And she was sentenced to life and a death sentence for Goodyear. So they said she was known as the Black Widow, and her motive, of course, was for greed. Yeah. She collected a reported $240,000 in insurance money. In 1998, at the age of 54, she was the first woman executed in Florida since 1848.
Wow.
So this bitch is crazy.
Cray.
This bitch is crazy.
I mean,
come on. These men are stupid.
I mean, a car bomb? You didn't think that was going to be a bit sus?
Oh,
a car bomb.
She went mobster on that shit.
She went straight mobster.
She went mobster on this shit.
She's like,
she said, he's not going to take that pill.
I'm going to fuck him up. He ain't surviving this.
He won't drink anything I give him. So
yeah. So he must have suspected.
Yeah.
So she couldn't get him. So she's like, well, I'll just blow his ass away.
Mhm.
She's
Wow.
a car bomb
A
in her own
car
driveway.
bomb. Yep.
What about these guys? Don't they like know that she was married that many times and shit? Like, do they not ask about any history?
Not.
I guess
I
not.
mean,
Yeah.
they didn't have Facebook and Tinder and all that stuff. But
Yeah, but don't you kind of go,
No
hey,
plenty of
have you ever
fish.
been
No.
look,
married
if I
before?
saw if I saw some of these ladies on like that Tinder and stuff, I'd like swipe the other way.
Whatever it is, swipe. I've
Don't
never been on
swipe
any of those.
left,
So
I guess. I don't know. Isn't it
I
swipe
don't know
right?
which way you swipe, but swipe like that bitch
I
is
have
crazy.
no idea. Oh my God.
be like, whatever it is to swipe you out of this shit,
Yeah.
swipe it. If I see this, if I seen them, I'd be like, you know what? I think it's time I get on off this app. I don't even want to be in here anymore. Nope.
For sure.
That's insane. To kill your own kid too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To kill
So-
your own kid.
After the bombing, and they suspected, obviously, because the husband's like, well, he was like, well, I don't feel good. I feel good, and then I don't when I take the
Yeah.
pills. So with all that, like slowly, like adding in is why they exhumed the body of like her son, and
Yeah.
were able to go back.
Thank
and
goodness.
Yeah,
No
of course
kidding.
he drowned. I mean, he was
Like-
wearing the Forrest Gump
Yeah.
leg
Yeah.
things, and she like, why would you know what I'm saying? Run, boy.
I would not get in a canoe. with that.
No,
No.
No.
I feel
Oh my
like
God.
that was the canoe flip was intentional.
Hell
think?
yes.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't, she probably went, ooh, here's my chance.
Oh.
No, just stay right here. We're
Well,
gonna
she's
watch
that greedy for money. She did. Like
No.
all of it
Yeah.
was
And that, you know
intentional.
what? I mean, 240, it's like nothing to like, but that's not a lot of money
I guess
for all
about-
those people and all
Yeah.
those
No,
life insurance policies.
but I guess back in the 90s, $240,000 went a
true.
lot further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, back in the 90s, a $240,000 house was a freaking mansion.
Yep.
For sure. For sure.
And now it's
It's a little rundown shack.
It is. Well, ladies, it was good.
It's good. It was
It
good.
was good. It's a bit creepy, and
I tried, and Casper's being the creeper back there. I just saw
He's
his,
a- he
I
always
think
is.
Oh,
Casper always comes in.
can y'all see him?
I saw his
Like,
little face around the corner.
he's sitting in the corner, like right
You
there.
see?
Yeah.
Are you being a creeper?
He's giving me the stare down bad. I'm feeling, what the hell, Cass? What are you doing? Get over here.
We need butterflies and flowers to lighten this up.
Oh.
Oh, that's Tuck, isn't it? That was Tucker.
Yep, Tuck just came in. Casper did.
Yeah.
Oh, I
too.
thought it was Casper.
Oh, Casper's out there too, guaranteed.
Oh,
Yeah, they're both here. It was Casper sitting in the doorway. All right, y'all, we got to wrap it up. So we got to thank our listeners. Thank y'all for hanging. Angie, come back anytime.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys, for having me.
We'll
No,
have,
thanks for coming on. It was
we'll have to
good.
do one that's a little bit lighter. We'll talk some ghost shit or something.
We'll have to get her on to discuss one of our maybe we'll,
Yeah, or investigation or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe after we go to Alton,
Yeah,
we can do one on Alton, and then Angie can come back on.
for sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think we should do it.
We
I
should.
think
that's- That's coming up, and we're gonna teach.
What
We're
is it,
gonna
like
teach
3
Angie.
weeks from now?
Yeah, like 3. Yeah,
About 3?
Yeah, it's close.
Mhm.
very close. Yep. So
All right, everybody. We have to say good night. Thanks for hanging in. And again, with Angie, we love her. We hang out with her all the time. So she's definitely our homie. Isn't that what you said?
she's our
Told you-
homie.
I'm a homie.
She our homie.
Homie. She's a homie.
She's our ride or die. She's our
Yeah.
homie.
There you
Yeah.
go. She's all those things.
She's one of the OGs.
So you guys go out, follow us, like us, share us, watch YouTube. And very soon we are going to be doing, we might even try it this weekend, but this I think will already have aired. we're gonna try to do a
Mhm.
live with everybody.
I don't think this will have aired.
Well, if we go live on this weekend, this isn't gonna play back till Tuesday.
That's what I'm saying. You said this will have already aired. This won't. So, guys, we're probably going to go live next weekend, but this is going to air after we go live.
I've been up since 4:30. I'm over it.
It's okay. I got you. I got you, Beck. I got you.
All right. Anything else we want to add, y'all, before we say goodnight? Nope.
I hate that we didn't do rapid fire with Angie.
Yeah, we'll have to have her back to do
I
that.
know. We're gonna have we do
You'll
a
have to
series
tell
of
me later.
yeah,
Yeah.
we do a series of rapid fire questions. We call it personal or paranormal.
Oh, okay.
And so
Yeah, you'll have to give me next time.
yeah, we're gonna get you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got.
That's it.
All
That's
right.
it, people. Peace out and have a good week. And send us your pictures of your spooky cups or
Yeah.
whatever at this time of year. All the Halloween's coming out, your fancy glass. And
Yep. We want your
Yeah.
pictures. Email us oursideparanormal@gmail.com. We want your fancy glass. Don't forget to email and see if you can tell us what you spotted in the background.
oh, yeah. Yeah. You're going to
What's
get
new back there.
Yeah. You're going to get a prize. It could be anywhere.
So first person to email, we're going to go by timestamp. So
And thank you
whoever
for the
wins it.
other ones that emailed too. And
Yes.
Krista was the first one because it is the first email that we received with the correct answer. That's going to be
the
our
winner.
winner. All
So
right, everybody.
I suppose Angie could play because she didn't know what was back there.
I know she'd have to go back and watch last week's
She
Yeah, I
would.
have
episode.
to watch
Yeah.
that one.
Yep. All right, everybody. As usual, you guys stay spooky.
Ciao. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.